Welcome everyone to race 24 of 26 in the A squared regular season. We're at Richmond International Raceway watching Donald Ray qualify here at the 3/4 mile short oval. Tom Sears getting on track to qualify. 14 of set lap times so far. Looks like we have over at least 20 set to take part in tonight's festivities. There's on his first lap. We'll see how it goes. Sears at lap 1 up to 6th place. Second lap underway. Riley right now on track. 17th set lap times. Riley would be 18th. There's Jacob Blankenship and Ryan Pinnell, who have yet to set a qualifying time as well. Reminder that we have 2 races left after tonight in the regular season. Watkins Glen and Daytona. Drivers highlighted in silver have won a race. They're already locked into the A-squared playoffs beginning at the end of August. Those in red still looking for their first win to get into the playoffs. It is crunch time here in Richmond with 3 races remaining in the regular season. Riley Wright, we're looking at him. He is currently the best driver in points, not already with the race win. So he could theoretically points his way in to the playoff group without a win. But a win removes any doubt. Blankenship sits with 3 wins on the season. Seeing if he can make it 4. Brayo's got 5. Joshua Gaiman's got 4. Gaiman's on provisional pole. They're on the front row at the moment. First lap gave him 5th place. Can second lap do any better? Really loose. Didn't count for anything. It did. It gave him 3rd. He would have been on pole had he not lost it. That's heartbreaking. So close to having everything he needed. Here's Catania on track at the moment with 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. Looking at the playoff cut line with 3 races to go, including tonight. Jeremy Brayo, Joshua Gaiman, Jacob Blankenship, Toby Estes, Donald Ray, Cody Pinnell, Tom Sears, Seth Wansing, James Kerr, Jonathan Honebrink, Tommy Reynolds all have 1 win apiece. As you can see, all of them highlighted in the silver and black number boards on the left side of your screen. Riley Wright, Davey Houck, Ryan Pannell, Tommy Withers, Tristan Catania sit right above the playoff cut line without a race win. Riley Wright, assuming things go well tonight, can lock himself in based on points tonight if everything goes well. So he doesn't need a race win to do it. Davey Houck could use a race win. Ryan Pannell could use a race win. Tommy Withers could use a race win. Catania, 1 point into the good. The gap between Tristan Catania and Thomas Andrews, 16th and 17th, is a single point. A win for either the 2 of Andrews or the 48 of Catania is vital. John Smeal sits 18th. He is present tonight. He's currently sitting 10th in the qualifying order. Then you have Dustin Painter in the 65. He sits 11th qualifying. Trey Kirk, who has not been present for most of the second half of the regular season, sits 20th, so he's still in range. Alex Jimkowski, not present tonight, he sits 21st. Then it's Feemster, Belleville, Gabbard, and Kent, and Alexander, top 26, as everything currently stands. Qualifying almost over. It's going to be Blankenship, Wanzing on the front row for Heat 1 tonight. For everyone that's new to watching A-squared competition, heat races, think the Daytona duels with a little added flair. Heats 1 and 2 determine the inside and outside of rows 2 through 7. So you'll know who the top 14 starting the main event are from the first 2 heats. From there, there's a last chance qualifier that'll determine the last positions on the grid. With it being short oval, up to 26 were permitted to take part in tonight's event. 20 have signed up. So here we go. Let's get ready to pull up the starting grid. If it wants to refresh. It's Blankenship, Wanzing, Ray, Sears, Painter, Roberts, Catania, Patterson, and Feemster. 9 cars in tonight's Heat 1. Few formation laps in both the heat races and the main event tonight. Short oval racing. Everyone gets a little bit more time to get ready to go here at Richmond International Raceway. Again, Blankenship, Wanzing, front row. Then it's Ray and Sears. 4 drivers that have already won this season. Largely just looking for bonus points going into the playoffs, and 5 drivers in this heat race that have not yet won in the season, looking for their first. Pace car is in through the restart zone. Blankenship goes. We're green here at Richmond. 10 laps. Should be a very short Heat 1 in Virginia. As Wanzing immediately drifts it wide. That's a cool way to throw it away. Blankenship keeps it steady. Behind him, it's the Team Outlaw duo of Tom Sears and Donald Ray. Ray in the 5, Sears in the 14. Lap 1 of Heat 1 in the books. Ray drifts wide. Sears goes wider. There was a crash behind. It was Catania and Patterson. Your eyes are not deceiving you. There's two Blue Def Menards cars, the 1MA racing machines of Jacob Blankenship and Bren Roberts' teammates, in the 85 and the 58. So two of the Blue Def Menards Ford Mustangs, the Toyota of Tom Sears, the Chevrolet of Donald Ray, under threat from Bren Roberts, trying to sneak into the top three. Roberts almost lost it. So it's 1MA Racing versus Team Outlaw, 2-on-3 in favor of Team Outlaw. Again, Painter looking for his first race win of the season. He could point his way in. Justin Painter sits 19th, 62 points off the playoff cut line. But he is in a position where if he wins, he's in. Right now he sits 5th. Kevin Feimster in the one machine, sitting in the 6th spot. At the front, Jacob Blankenship. 9/10 of a lead over Tom Sears. Safe and sound in the top 6, which is where they wanted to be. Donald Ray sits 3rd. Roberts still sitting in 4th, trying to see if he can get into the top 3 with 3 laps to go in heat run. Two to go in heat 1. It's Blankenship, Sears, Ray, Roberts. Then Roberts and Painter. Top 5. Feimster 6th. White flag in heat race number 1. Wansing sitting 7th. Kicking himself for missing on the top 6. Had outside front row. Blankenship will win heat 1. He'll start P3 in tonight's main event. Tanya with a little bit of damage on the front end of that car. Time to repair it before the main event. Or before the last chance qualifier is when we'll see him next. He'll finish 8th in heat 1. Next up, it's Reynolds Estes front row, heat race number 2. Riley Wright, John Smeal, row 2. Row 3, Alexander and Homebrink. Row 4, Andrews and Gabbard. And row 5, all by himself, Ryan Pinnell. So everyone gets ready to go for heat race number 2. Alrighty, everyone's rolling around here. Some of our cameras ready to go. Feel like the nose of Tommy Reynolds machine. We might see that on board a few times tonight. Again, Reynolds and Smeal front row. Smeal in a very important position. He has to points his way in. He's 18th in points, 12 points outside the top 16, where you need to be to start the playoffs. So Smeal desperately trying to get in. Green flag in the air. We are racing in Richmond. Through turns 3 and 4. Ray leads over Bradley Wright. John Smeals dropped down to 3rd. Alexander 4th. Hohenbrink in 5th. Then it's Gabbard, Andrews, Pinnell, and Estes. Estes not taking the start of this race. Eight of 9 in the conversation. Reynolds leads over Bradley Wright. Regularly, as everyone goes through turns 3 and 4 here. For those asking, not sure what happened to Toby Estes. All I know is that he skipped out on heat race number 2. We'll see if he participates in the last chance qualifier. Reynolds with a 1-second gap over Bradley Wright. Reynolds, a race winner at Sonoma. Bradley Wright sitting in 2nd place. Then John Smeal still sitting in 3rd. Gabbard up to 4th. Andrews up to 5th. So they've been on the move a little bit. They've both gotten ahead of Hohenbrink. Alexander's dropped 2 spots. Pinnell's in pit lane. And it's Hohenbrink and Alexander fight a little bit further back. Again, coming to a checkered flag. Reynolds wins heat race number 2 over Briley Wright, John Smeal, Terry Gabbard, Thomas Andrews, and Jonathan Homebrink holds on for the last transfer spot. Now you see it's a 6-car last chance qualifier to determine the positions 15th on down for this 20-car field. Wanzing, Alexander, Catania, Pinnell, Patterson, and Estes, the 6 cars in this 12-lap last chance qualifier. This is going to be an interesting race. Got Wanzing, Alexander, Catania, Patterson, Pinnell up pit lane. Estes will not take the start for this either. So 4 cars racing for positions 15th through 18th to start the grid for the main event. Green flag in the air, 12 laps. A little bit extra practice for everybody before the main event tonight. Wanzing, Alexander, Catania slot in, Patterson in 4th. Wanzing going to lead here over Alexander, Catania, and Patterson. Pinnell is on track. But now sits 5th behind Wanzing, Alexander, Catania, and Patterson. Alexander keeping up with Seth Wanzing here. Catania's fallen backwards a little bit, so is Patterson and Pinnell. But Alexander holding up with Wanzing a pretty decent amount right now as we sit and watch these last 4 laps in the last chance qualifier. After this, there'll be a short little warm-up so everyone can fix any technical issues they've encountered during these heat races. And then the 200-lap, 150-mile main event. Coming to the white flag. Gap still under a second between Wanzing and Alexander. Alrighty. While we're at it, we're going to see if we can talk to Wanzing here. In-race reporter for tonight's race. Give us just a second. Hey Seth, this is Glenn from the Arcs Racing booth. You got a copy?
What's up, buddy?
Not much. Watching you on track at the moment. Figure we catch up with you before the race begins. Really rough heat race number 1, and it's kind of throwing you backwards with the order. That being said, how's the car feeling? Feel like you can get back through the field here?
Oh, yeah. I think I can have a top 3 to 5 run here. Maybe compete for the win. Really like the long run pace. Just really messed up in qualifying on lap 2. Probably would have been close to a pole or a second. Not sure. And then, obviously, as everyone saw, choked into 1. It felt really good, and it braked in there good, and then all of a sudden, it just, as soon as I started to release the brake to kind of go to the throttle, it went around, and it really hadn't done that to me on the top yet. But I knew we had a chance. Watched the guys all week in fixed races do that. But number 9 Chevy's pretty fast tonight, Clayton. Don't know if it's a winner. Definitely a top 5. Maybe top 3 to a winner car. So it should be one to watch tonight. Should have a lot of fun. Briot, Blankenship, Reynolds, Gaiman, Ray. Looks like Bradley Wright's got some speed too. Will all be really fast, but I really like my long run pace, and I know I can run the same laps. Lap times will start off a run that they can. So just take good care of it coming through the field, and not do anything too dumb coming up through the field, and just really hoping for long runs. Really, really hoping for long runs.
Well, so we have here, Seth. Good luck. Good luck with the start of this race. We'll catch up with you later on.
Thank you, buddy. We'll see you guys later on. Everyone watching at home, enjoy the show. Clayton, thank you for what you do, and we'll do us a nice 3-wide salute. Shout out to Kinsey, who's a member of ARCS.
Yeah.
She lost her pop. This one's for you, girl. Hopefully you enjoy it, and I know he's watching us and you, and prayers up to her and her family. So do a nice 3-wide salute for them, and then we'll get to go in here at Richmond. But appreciate everything you do. Appreciate everybody ARCS. I think it's going to be a pretty good show as long as everybody can hold on to it in the beginning stages. It's pretty loose, but other than that, should be really good racing.
Yeah, it looked really good once everyone kind of got an understanding of it. So good luck, man. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Alrighty, that was Seth Wanzing, our in-race reporter for tonight's race. He starts 15th on the grid. See if we can pop this grid order in for everybody here. See the timing stand on the right side of your screen. 20 cars in tonight's race. If the grid order wants to work. It looks like it does not want to work. Nice. Give us a second here as we sort of run through the order. So it's Josh Gaiman on the front row alongside Jeremy Breo. They're the ones near the top of the order as we get ready to run here at Richmond. Jacob Blankenship in row 2 alongside him will be Tommy Reynolds. Row 3, you'll see Tom Sears alongside him will be Bradley Wright. Those were those that finished second in the heats earlier on. Row 4, Donald Ray and John Smeal. As we get ready to go here, they're in row number 4 together. Smeal for Team Sideswipe, Ray for Team Outlaw. Row 5, Terry Gabbard on the outside of Brendan Roberts. Number 4 Ford versus the number 58 Ford. Gabbard trying to race his way into the A-squared playoffs at the end of this month. Has a little bit of work to do. He's going to try to do it here tonight. He needs a win to be in the playoffs. Same for Dustin Painter inside row number 6. Number 65, Liberty University Chevrolet for Team Outlaw. Sits just outside the playoff cut line in the 19th position in points. Good points hauls were needed. A win would guarantee him in. As everyone gets ready for the 3-wide salute to Frank Cusamano who, as Seth mentioned, passed away earlier this week. Kenzie, our thoughts are with you. You know this community is with you. Stay strong, we're with you. Almost showtime here at Richmond International Raceway. The Frank Cusamano 150 is about to be underway. We have one more formation lap before we go racing here tonight. Catania in pit lane. Estes unable to start this race, so we have 19 cars battling for the win here tonight at the 3/4 mile Richmond International Raceway. About to get exciting here in Virginia. We're glad you're spending your Sunday evening with us. I'm Clayton Hardy. 200 laps, so 150 miles underway at the end of this lap. Seth Wansing, our in-race reporter tonight. We'll check in on him later on. Stage is in at lap 60 and lap 120. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. And we're underway at Richmond Raceway. Breo almost tagged the wall. He may have actually tagged the wall. Breo slots in front of Jacob Blankenship. Blankenship in third, battling with Tommy Reynolds. Riley Wright, 3 wide on the outside briefly. Keep it on the 18. He needs a race win. He can point his way in, but a race win is the easiest way forward. Couple of the drivers yet without a win. Riley Wright, John Smeal, Terry Gabbard, as Donald Ray almost loses it. Keeps it gathered up, stays on the bottom. Everyone gives him some space. As Seth mentioned earlier, it's going to be a little loose early on, and that is Bryn Roberts, I believe. It was Bryn Roberts. Caution number 1. And we'll double check and see what happened to the 58 machine. Oh, just tied the right rear. Riley Wright tried to save it. Kept trying to save it, and then just it overcorrected in front of Wansing. There's Alexander in it. I believe that's Ryan Pennell. And Tyler Patterson also involved in that number 27 machine. Fortunate there. Lap 3, caution, first caution of the race out for Bryn Roberts, Seth Wansing, Jason Alexander, Tyler Patterson, and Ryan Pennell. Alrighty, about to go green here at the first caution of the race. Again, stage 1 ends on lap 60. See how everyone handles it there. Pace car's in. Gaiman goes green. We're racing once again at Richmond Raceway. It's Gaiman and Blankenship battling Brea for second place. Looks like he might get it here. Sears almost snapped loose. Brea's going to try to keep second, and he looks like he'll be successful in doing so. Oh, and that's Painter. Painter was involved. Looks like it might have been Gabbard that got turned. Wanzen did a really good job of avoiding getting in it. It looks like Gabbard might have been shot across the track. The double check here with Kateri Gabbard and the number 4. Yep, tied the yellow line. Tied Penner too, right in front of Jason Alexander. Huntbrick was a part of it. It's like Ray got a small piece of it. Wanzing did a really good job of checking up. We talk about a lot about the yellow lines being dangerous in open wheel racing, Wednesday nights, Indy Arcs. It's dangerous here in stock cars too, the transition line with how these cars are with the flat bottom floor pans. They generate downforce now, so when you disturb it, you disturb a lot of the mechanical grip that car has. And especially when you run over the yellow lines now, because that's where the apron begins, that's the banking differential. It creates a pocket of air and it destabilizes the car, oftentimes makes it loose, and obviously you don't stay down there forever. So once you snap back up onto the banking, it'll refine that downforce and it'll overcorrect really easily. Alrighty. It's time, once again, to get ready to go racing after the second caution, caused by Terry Gabbard this time around, involving Jason Alexander, Justin Painter, Jonathan Homebrink. We're racing once again. It's Gaiman. Blagic and Breo once again battling after it, but Breo trying to be a little bit more aggressive on the outside lane early on. Almost lost second place the last restart. Trying to make sure he doesn't do that same mistake again. Tom Sears wants the top 3 spot. Won't be able to do it here. Reynolds down to the 5th spot. Riley Wright holding station where he started in 6th. Sears will get by Alexander Blagic pretty easily. Reynolds may do the same. Blagic slots back in 5th place. He'll lose 2 spots on that exchange. Sears is up 2 spots. Reynolds is back where he started in 4th. We have Kevin Feature behind Donald Ray. Quinn Roberts back where he started. He's battling Ryan Pinnell for 9th. Ryan Pinnell up to the top 10. He's in 9th. Wanzing takes 10th. Might be an issue on the 58. They'll drop behind Catania in 12th. At the front, Tom Sears going wild with it, trying to go for the race lead. Sears has 1 race win. He won at Talladega. But he would really, really like another set of wins. Would love some extra bonus points going into the playoffs. Breo sits 3rd. He's watching the entire battle here. Blagic back on Reynolds in 4th. Breo wanted to shoot the gap, make it 3 wide, but wasn't really quick enough to make that happen. Gaiman can't get clear of Sears here. Sears doing a really good job of side drafting. If Gaiman gets too close, it really pulls Gaiman backwards. Sears has the edge here out of 4. He'll lead that lap. Sears can almost clear Gaiman here. Not sure if he did or not. I know he's close. Gaiman doesn't want to lose another spot to Breo, but Sears gets clear. And now Gaiman, our pole sitter, on the back foot. Whoa! Gaiman got loose. And now Breo's alongside of him for a brief moment. Again, first stage on lap 60 is when that ends. Gaiman trying to hold on to second from Breo as he tries to keep a hold of Tom Sears. Further behind, you have Blagic and Reynolds side by side. Reynolds holding on to 4th for all it's worth. While Blagic sits 5th between Reynolds and Bradley Wright. Ray in 7th, Wanzing up to 8th, Feemster 9th, Pinnell 10th. Roberts has gained 1 of his spots back. He's up to 11th ahead of Catania. Sears 13th, Hohenbrink 14th, Painter 15th, Alexander 16th, 17th, Tyler Patterson. Last car on the lead lap. Thomas Andrews 3 laps down, Terry Gabbard 10 laps down, but still running. Toby Estes did not start this race. He'd be classified in 20th. Up ahead. Tom Sears leads. Trying to walk away from Joshua Gaiman. Starting lap 29 of 200. Gonna have a little bit of fun with it. We're gonna crank it up here as we reach the midway point of stage number 1. As you're seeing here, like, this is a good little shot that we're seeing here of Tom Sears as he sits in that number 14, because glancing back at the number 14 machine as he drives that Toyota Camry. Very stable hands. He's not wrestling with it too awful much here. Stable inputs in. And not a lot of overcorrection out of it. Really stable, really planted. It's what got him the lead. But now he sits third. Gaiman back on the charge. Reynolds has gotten by him as well. And that's what the gap looks like from atop the number 14, 2 and 3 somewhere machine. As he actually loses another spot to Jacob Blankenship. Blankenship to his inside. You're going to see him emerge from the left-hand side of your screen. There he is. The 85 has gone ahead for third. Sears is actually falling back a lot because there went Breo. A little further back, he's able to watch all this. Seth Wanzing, our in-race reporter, sitting in the 9th spot at the moment. Trying to put a little bit of Napa know-how into catching up to this pack and trying to make his way up further into the top 10. Trying to get into the top 5, ideally, is what he wanted to do. So far, he's making pace. He's up 6 spots from where he started. He started 15th. So he's making some inroads on where he wants to be. Only 42 laps in to a 200-lap race, so a lot of time to make it happen, especially with 2 stage breaks still to come in this race. So a really good job by Wanzing. As Sears continues to try to hold on, that's Briley right to the inside. Bryn Roberts ahead on the outside lane of Seth Wanzing. Roberts trying to get around the 14 of Sears. Using the outside lane. Ray used the outside lane to pretty good use. Tom Sears is just struggling. Massively struggling as he watched Sears from the back of Bryn Roberts' machine. So Roberts up to 6. Tom Sears down to the 7th spot ahead of Wanzing. Riley Wright sitting in 9th. Then all the way back in 10th place is Kevin Feemster. Coming to 15 laps to go in stage number 1. It's Gaiman, Reynolds, Blankenship, top 3. Donald Ray in 4th. Jeremy Breo sits in the 5th spot. Blankenship move up to 2nd place. He's going to try to challenge 61 of Gaiman. See this battle for 2nd place here. Lap traffic becoming a little bit of an issue for the leading trio. Blankenship using that to his advantage. Got ahead of Reynolds here. He's on the charge here in stage 1 with 12 laps to go in the stage. Patterson in pit lane. Gabbert's still 10 laps down. Andrews 5 laps down. And Jason Alexander, we saw him pit during the crank it up. 2 laps down. Painter will be going 1 lap down here as he stays all the way at the race leaders in that 65. Right now he's in the lucky dog position as it currently sits. Ooh, Blankenship got a little bit loose there. Was running a little bit lower, trying to get around Gaiman. Had to jump out of it. Really good save by Blankenship. 5 laps to go in stage 1. This is the battle for the race lead. Gaiman and Blankenship trying to duke it out. Right now, Gaiman has the advantage, but Blankenship has been on him the last several laps. 4 to go. Blankenship just kind of let it hang out there. Final lap in stage 1. He's lost a lot of time, but I think he's kind of accepted he's just going to have to deal with second place to end stage 1. So a lot of momentum gained there for Blankenship. Put himself in a really good spot to end the stage. Joshua Gaiman coming around turn 4. He'll win stage 1. That'll be how the stage ends. Pit stops underway during the first stage break of the race. Had a really good green flag run there. Gaiman with the most maximum points from stage 1. Jonathan Homebrink stays out during stage 1 break. See how many people come in here. Alrighty, here we go. Stage 2 underway. Galen with a really good launch. Reynolds in second. Then it's Wanzing and Roberts top 4. As you look a little bit further down, Breo in 5th place. Then it's Bradley Wright. So far, so good here to start off stage number 2. Side by side, it's Reynolds and Roberts battling for 3rd place. Wanzing's gotten through for 2nd. Roberts running P3. Reynolds holds on to 3rd place, but now he's under threat from Donald Ray. Wanzing has set the fastest lap of the race. Battle for the lead beginning to heat up. Side by side for the race lead. Wanzing side by side with Gaiman. Almost contact between the Chevrolet and the Ford. Stage 2 ends on lap 120. Still side by side. This is some really good short track racing right now. 2 distinct lines. Wanzing trying to make that inside line work, but he's having to work for all it's worth, try to make that inside lane work. Looks like he's got it here. But now the question immediately shifts, can he hold on to it? Tom Sears couldn't. But right now, Wanzing has. Reynolds hits 3rd, Roberts 4th, Ray 5th, Breo 6th, and it's Hohenbrink, Wright, Sears, and Blankenship rounding out the top 10. Wanzing holding on to the race lead here. See what more he can do. And at number 9. We'll be talking to him in stage 2 when stage 2 ends. Right now he's feeling on top of the world. He said he thought he had a winning car tonight. He definitely wants it. Has won one race this season, one at Nashville. Like Tom Sears earlier, he's looking for his 2nd race win of the season. Some bonus points and some reassurance going into the playoffs that begin at the end of this month. The beginning of September is when the first round starts in the A-squared playoffs. That is Thomas Andrews in the 2 car, trying to stay out of the leader's way. Terry Gabbard also trying to stay out of the way here in number 4 machine. Some lap traffic that they're working through right now. Gives Wanzing a little reprieve. Fortunate there for Wanzing, as he has a 5/10 gap, a half a second gap over Josh Gaiman at the moment. Top 4 have gotten around all the lap traffic so far. Payne to the first car, 1 lap down. Wanzing trying to walk away from Gaiman here. Ebbing and flowing. Seems like Gaiman's got the advantage in turns 1 and 2. But Wanzing has a really good launch off of 3 and 4. That time Gaiman was just a little bit quicker. Last lap. Both of them in the 23 4s. But the gap is coming down. Noticeably coming down. Less than 3/10 now. Gaiman's closing in. Cue the Jaws music. Reynolds sitting 3rd. He's got a good bird's eye view. Same with Brendan Roberts here. He's doing a really good job so far. How it's sitting right now, Brendan Roberts was able to get a win in the last couple races. We're looking at the 58 right now. He easily could sneak in to the playoffs here with the race win. He's 27th in points. He just lapped Jason Alexander, who's 26th in points. So, and he's only 3 points behind Alexander going into the night, so he's already in a really good spot to take that spot away. He can jump ahead of Matthew Kent. Kent's not here tonight. And he could easily jump ahead of Terry Gabbard, and if he wins, he could jump ahead of Noah Belleville in points. And obviously, if he wins, he'd be into the playoffs already, so it'd be a moot point. But he could easily get to the top 20 with just by using Richmond tonight and Watkins Glen next week. Nothing is impossible. But Roberts easily putting in another really stellar performance tonight. Trying to assert himself that race win. Roberts again sitting 4th place at the moment. Doing a really good job so far. Just kind of letting it sit there in stage 2. Stage 3 was when all the points really come to play. Right now he's doing a really good job sitting and staying in 4th place. His teammate Jacob Blankenship a little bit further down, sitting in 7th. He's gained 3 more spots since the start of the stage. Up to 7th place out of Tom Sears in 8th, Kevin Feemster in 9th, and Bradley Wright in the 10th spot. Right now, as things sit, based on points, he could points his way in to the playoffs tonight if things stay as they are. So he sits 10th. Wanzing, ooh, almost trouble there for Gaiman. A little loose for Gabbard, almost cost Gaiman a lot more than just a little bit of time. As we approach the halfway point in this race, lap 98 of 200. Interestingly enough, Toby Estes on track now. He's running laps. Kevin Patterson out of this race. So there's a couple points that Estes could gain if he can get ahead of Patterson here. Largely just running laps. Just to run laps here. But nonetheless, good to see the 19 figuring everything out and getting on track here. Gabbard is in pit lane. Wanzing leads over Gaiman, Reynolds, and Roberts. As we approach the halfway lap, we're on lap 100. Starting lap 102. Gap is stabilized about 0.4 of a second as now Gaiman has to deal with Tommy Reynolds. Reynolds on the charge. Here's a good view from our commentary booth here at Richmond. 3/4 of a mile. Really good view. Spectators all the way around here at Richmond International Raceway. This place is magical at night, too. A lot of fun. See the start-finish line. Right there behind pit lane. Reynolds with a really good run right now over Gaiman. And yes, for those wondering, if you're not using a monitor to follow this, it is a neck workout trying to follow all the cars at once. And constantly swiveling your head left and right is an exercise on its own. But Reynolds has gotten ahead of Gaiman. Can he chase down Wanzing with 16 laps to go in stage 2? That is the really interesting question. Looks like Gabbard is out of this race. Looks like he has pulled it in and retired. So 18 cars running out of 20 that have officially taken the start. Wanting with that little wiggle. That was a almost death wobble. As they're right on board with Wansing here off the back straightaway. John Smill trying to stay on the lead lap. That's Andrews going a lap down. Wansing doing a really good job. There's Reynolds in second. They'll both put Smill a lap down here. Reynolds still firmly in second place, but gaining. Coming to 11 to go in stage 2. Ten to go. It's Wansing, I believe, behind Alexander. No, it's Pinnell. Pinnell going to go a lap down here. And Duracell number 12 will go a lap down. Next up on the chopping block, was that Reynolds that tagged the wall? No, he did not tag the wall, but he definitely got loose like he was going to. Tanya, the last car on the lead lap. Can he stay on the lead lap for the last 8 laps of this race? Trying to stay ahead of Homebrink. And now this is trouble for Wansing because Wansing's trying to stay in the race lead here. Coming to 5 to go, and oh, now Reynolds is here. And so is Gaiman. Oh, Catania blocked the race leader. Catania's like, nah, I don't want to be a lap down here. And Reynolds is going to try to take the race lead away. It is log jammed the entire lead group. Coming to 4 to go, and Wansing showing his displeasure with the 48. A little bit of the bumper on it. But it's thrown the top 4 under a blanket. And they're going to be 3 wide. Oh, this could be trouble, and it's going to be trouble! And the yellow comes out, and stage 2 will end early. Reynolds saw Gaiman with a lot of damage on his car. He took a hard hit, too. See the chattering on that right front tire. Here's what happened. And I understand why Catania is fighting here. Because Honebrink in that 18, that 20, that green number 20, was battling him for the lucky dog position. So Catania didn't want to give up that speed. He didn't want to give up that momentum. But that's brutal. "12 cars on the lead lap. Ryan Pennell got the lucky dog." But now it's set up for stage number 3. And now Bren Roberts is in the catbird seat. If he can make a win happen here, you have to take it away from Wanzing, who drove really, really well in stage 2. However, stage 1 and 2, 60 laps. Stage 3, 80 laps. A little bit different. And different enough to require a little bit of strategy here. And Wanzing's car is not clean. You can see a little bit of a bent fender there on the right front of that car when he made contact with Catania. So it's Wanzing, Roberts, Breo, and Blankenship top 4. Teammates on the high lane, teammates on the low lane. Team Sideswipe versus 1MA Racing. This is gonna be interesting. Green flag is out. And we are racing at Richmond, and Breo on the bumper of Wanzing. We're underway. Roberts trying to hold on to second place. Breo is to his inside. But Roberts will clear him here relatively easily. We're gaming up to 4th. Blankenship's down to 5th. So far, so good. We're watching the battle for the top 3. Top 4, really. Really good out of turns 1 and 2 for Roberts. Not close enough to make it happen. He'll check out of it here. But he's able to get really good runs out of the corner. Being patient, biding his time. So Roberts sitting second, trying to join his teammate Blankenship in the playoffs. Ooh, wanting with a little bit of a block there. Not sure I'd blocked this early with 70 to go. Robert's trying something a little bit different, and right now I don't know if it's working or not. He tried entering high and then cutting the corner short to try to get momentum, but I don't think that was what he needed to do. Still worth an effort, though, if he knows now that Wanzi's going to block for his life. So the question now becomes, is Wanzing gonna make a move here? Block Roberts again. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Roberts looked inside, but he wasn't alongside. He could get inside here. He does get inside. A little bit of a bobble. And he throws the lead out the window. Roberts to the point in the 58. New race leader, Brendan Roberts. Now Wanzi's gonna try to get it back. These two have checked out a little bit from Breo. It's a second between Wanzing and Breo. Second and a quarter between Roberts and Breo. These two trying to run away with it. And Gaiman can't do anything about it. Gaiman led the most laps of the first 2 stages, but sits fourth, a pole sitter, currently off the rostrum. Blankenship 5th, Ray 6th, Reynolds 7th, Sears 8th is how they currently sit here. Then it's Feemster, Pinnell, and Wright. 9th, 10th, and 11th. Catania 12th, the first car a lap down. Coming to 65 laps to go. Keeping an eye on Wanzing. A little bit further back. Yeah, this battle for 5th place kind of brewing up a little bit. Blankenship and Donald Ray. Tommy Reynolds in this conversation as well. Tom Sears a little further back in 8th place. Led early on in this race, but hasn't been there since. Fell off a cliff in stage 1. And hasn't been able to reclimb that cliff through stage 2 and the beginning of stage 3. So he sits 8th ahead of Kevin Feemster, who's on his own little island alongside Ryan Pinnell. Between Feemster and Pinnell, you've got Homebrink, and I believe that's Dustin Painter is Painter in the 65. Homebrink, the last car, 1 lap down. Painter, the first car, 2 laps down. Whoa! A spin for Reynolds. Single car. He's got it rolling. Yellow was not thrown, but it throws Reynolds all the way down to 10th place. Bradley Wright right behind him now, the 18 machine. Rabbit holds on to the race lead. 61 laps to go. Here's what the lap time has looked like. Last couple laps. Let it all update here. The green bar indicates where the most of the time was gained between Wanzing and Roberts. Relatively steady since. Wanzing just a little bit slower. 2 sectors to find this track. Wanzing quicker this time through the first couple corners. How's the second half of the lap look for Wanzing? Can he keep the momentum going? Looks like he might be able to. He does. Gained a full 10th in Sector 2. In 3 and 4. Turns 3 and 4, Sector 2. Turns 1 and 2, Sector 1. But the gap is shrinking. Shrinking still. 3 green sectors in a row for Wanzing. Wanzing is closed in. Another 10th that lap. Roberts left the inside open, and that's a harbinger of bad things to come. Wanzing to the inside. He wants the race lead back, and he's going to get it. But he runs wide. Tried to cover it off on the bottom. John Smeal about to go another lap down here. He'll stay high. As we approach 51 laps to go. Homebrinks enter pit lane. Roberts trying to apply some pressure to Wanzing. It almost worked a little bit. Wanzing a little bit loose out of 4. Less than 50 to go here at Richmond. Entering the final 40 some odd laps. We're coming to 43 laps to go. Top 4 under a blanket. It's Wanzing, Roberts, Reno, and Gaiman top 4. Blankenship in 5th. Really good job so far by everyone involved. The first stage, a bit messy at the start, but then it really cleaned itself up. Second stage, very clean. And third stage has been wonderful. As we ride on board with Roberts, who had to get out of the gas. That could be bad. But it looks like Breo had to also jump out of it a little bit. So Breo not able to really threaten Roberts, with Roberts getting a little bit of overcorrection in that number 58 Ford. But now lap traffic 100% an issue. It was an issue last stage. As Painter goes up high. He's not going to be an issue here. You can see the step out as we switch to the gearbox camera, the floor pan camera, the diffuser. What happened to everybody here? Did everything freeze? Looks like we had a little bit of malfunction on our end. Give us a second. Have a little bit of an issue going on here, so I'm gonna try to fix it as soon as we can. Give us a second here. Hopefully we can bring you the rest of the race without minimal delay. Trying to bring everything back. Jeremy wins. No, had a bit of a crash on our end. Not sure what happened. Doesn't happen that often. But we're about to have everything brought back here, hopefully right in time for the last 20 laps of the race. At least the last 20, hopefully the last 25 or 30. So bear with us as we come back. Try to bring back pictures for everybody. Appreciate your patience to get this all figured out and sorted away. Waiting and waiting and waiting for everything to load back in. Alright, we're back underway here. Alrighty, so we're back at it. We believe pit stops may have occurred. Yeah, pit stops are underway. Almost lost it there. But right now, Roberts will end up with the race lead by the time this is all said and done. If we're all to come back to us. Right now, it's Roberts and Gaiman provisionally they will inherit the lead of this race once Tom Sears comes in. Sears currently staying out for all he can. Gaiman wanted to apply the pressure on Bryn Roberts. Woo! Almost lost it, Gaiman did. See that wiggle out of two. Again, Sears still sitting out. Tom Sears trying to lead as much as he can. He's over for a late yellow. But I don't think it's coming for him. Rayo sitting fifth. That's John Smeal coming out of pit lane now. Keep an eye on this, because this will be the leaders when everyone has made their final pit stop. Gaiman right on the heels of Bryn Roberts here. Oh, that's a bad look. Not sure what Ryan Pennell was doing there. But he's cost Bryn Roberts the de facto lead, and Roberts not happy with him. It's going to be really difficult to get Gaiman back here with less than 30 to go. Spears has come in, so Gaiman's inherited the race lead, but lap traffic, once again a factor, with 26 to go, coming to 25 to go. Keeping an eye on Bryn Roberts. See if he can pull off a miracle here. Gaiman, the race leader. Robertson second. He's center of your screen. Smil is going another lap down. He's not a factor. He's 3 laps down here. He's the only car. He's the first car 3 laps down. Excuse me. Roberts might be falling off here. This is almost assured that Gable's going to win this race. Roberts going to try his best to hold on for second place. I don't think it's going to be much. I don't think it's going to be very effective because Breo's on his heels and Breo's trying to be on the charge here. Side by side, Roberts on the outside, Breo on the inside. Ooh, and tied the wall. Roberts tied the wall. Now Wanzing's in the mix. Wanzing wants the podium. And he's going to get it pretty easily here. 20 to go. It's Gaiman leading. Can Breo chop into that 1.5 second gap? Pulled the gap down from 1.4 to 1.1. Breo's closing that gap down 7/10 with 17 to go. This could be a barn-burning finish here. Catching up's one thing, though. Passing's a completely different set of obstacles and challenges. But this is important. This is equally as important to Breo as it is to Gaiman. If Gaiman wins, he has the same exact amount of bonus points for the playoffs as Breo does. They both would have 5 wins. And wins result in bonus points going into the playoffs that begin in September. For Breo, it'd be win number 6 on the season. And he's sending it in there pretty hard. 15 to go. They're side by side. And if something goes wrong, 9 car, Seth Wanzing is there to capitalize. This is going to be an intense final 20 laps. 14 to go. No one's going to want to let go of this one. Ooh, watch out! Breo almost lost it. That was close. Going to have a couple more shots at it. But now Wanzing on the hunt. Top 3. Wanzing stays high. Breo goes low. Gaiman goes high. That's as close as you can get it. Again, first 3 cars in this line are what matter. These are the 3 battling for the race win. And it is a dog fight. A little bit of contact. Blankenship's not out of it either. Blankenship's got around his teammate. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, and that's a death wobble by Gaiman that he's been able to save all night. That's contact by Wanzing and Gaiman, and cautions might come out here. Maybe not. And he can't make it back. That's ugly. Wanzing on the charge, though, once again. Can he get up to his teammate and pass him with 9 laps to go? There's Robertson fourth, Blankenship in third. So teammates first and second, and teammates third and fourth. They're now trying to stay out of the way. Seven laps to go. Wanzing. Pushing, I think, a little bit too hard. He's lost a lot of time. Wanzing was trying so hard to win the race. And he'll have to settle for second here with 4 to go. Going to 2 laps to go. For the 6th time this season, Jamie Breo is a race winner. Seth Wanzing second. Jacob Blankenship will finish third and round out the podium. Bren Roberts fourth. Donald Ray in fifth. People congratulating Breo on the race win. Breo burning it down as he goes back towards pit lane, it looks like. Nope, he's going to get another round at it. That was a good shot. All right, so while Breo comes to a park, we're going to interview Seth Wansing here. Seth, this is Claire from the Arcs Racing booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you, bud.
So that was a wild one. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be talking about the contact with Joshua Gaiman there near the end. But everything was working out. You had a very chaotic stage one, which threw you back even further than what you started. You end up making all that back and then some. Set yourself really good for stage two and stage three. Was a very clean race throughout. Just that one big mistake there. So just walk us through that race for you.
Yeah, first off, I guess I'll address it now. My biggest apologies to Joshua Gaiman. When Jeremy came down a lane, um, I was I had been braking at the same point, and they were on older tires and trying to go for the win there. And I locked him up when Jeremy braked when he did. I wasn't trying to hit anybody. I had the wheel turned as far to the left as I could there, and I just got Joshua. He races me clean all the time. He's one of the fastest guys we got. I am gonna send him a DM or try to talk to him after. That's probably not gonna do me much good. He has every right to be mad. It's just when Jeremy came down to brake and kind of block my run because I had a run on both of them. Um, it locked up really bad and just I couldn't get it to turn. Um, so my deepest apologies to him, but yeah, crazy stage one, drove back up, won stage two, um, was leading, kind of let Bryn go there to start the last stage and got back by him. Um, and then from there, uh, just everybody in front of me took two, and I took four. Thought I had the right strategy on that, but whenever I locked up those tires so bad, it pissed them off, and I couldn't get the damn thing back to the front. So this one feels like Gateway again. It stings. We'll try to go to Watkins Glen and Daytona and finish it out strong and try to get some playoff points there. But second sucks. Congrats to my teammate Jeremy. And again, my deepest apologies to Joshua Game, and it was not intentional at all. I had the brakes cranked down, the whole thing turned to the left, and just thought I had a good strategy there. And I think had that not happened with Gaiman, um, and I didn't put damage on the car and lock my tires up that bad, I think I would have had a win there, but Jeremy was able to hang on to it and chalk it up as another second.
Yeah, we talked before the race. You started 15th, and it was not great, but you said you had the strategy plan, and it worked out well. It seems like you're starting to. We saw glimpses of it throughout the season. We saw it definitely through Nashville. It seems like you're like the confidence is there, like you can do it. From Nashville until now, just sort of breaking that down. How much of an understanding have you really gained on this card? Because you were able to slice through. You were patient with the car, and had that last little bit not happen, completely different story. But just how much comfortable are you with the car now, going into the most important time of the season?
I'm very comfortable. Getting better with it each week. Starting to get more confidence. I still got a lot of work to do as far as beating some of these guys like Toby, Jeremy, Gaiman, Lurkin, Cody, Donald Ray's fast. There's a lot of fast guys in here, so I still got some work to do to be where I want to be. Blankenship's another one, and apologize to him because I think he kind of got a piece of game in there, and um, so I guess that one's my fault too. I just, uh, yeah, I'm starting to get more comfortable. I have some work to do, but keep having runs like that and cars like that. Um, I would really love to stack up a few more wins before the playoffs. I think that was my last shot, but we'll see. Um, but man, another one that got away. That's about two or three this year. So just got to get better at closing it out and doing the right strategies and doing the right things at the end of these races.
Well, 2 races left in the regular season. Obviously, Watkins Glen. That's going to be an interesting little challenge. Let's see who all comes out ahead there. But then Daytona. Obviously, you've been really good at plate races all year. That's the third one of this. Well, I guess third or fourth one if you include Atlanta. Looking at Daytona, team sport, team sideswipe 1-2 tonight. Ryan with the 7th place, really good run for him. Well, 8th, sorry. Reynolds in 7th, so still 4 of the team sideswipe cars in the top 10. A really good run there. Do you think Daytona's probably a really good chance to get you some more bonus points? Because you've got 1 win now. Obviously, you're already locked in. Those bonus points, how much do you think you're going to need them for that first stage of the playoffs when September rolls around?
It'll be big. It's good that guys like Jeremy, I mean, for some of our cases, the guys with 2 and 1 wins, guys like Jeremy, Blankenship, and Gaiman, they got 5, 6, 7 wins. It's good that they keep on having wins until about the round of 8 when those playoff points keep on carrying over and those wins keep on carrying over, and it's not like they're going to slow down anyway. So, Watkins Glen, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it or not. And then Daytona, try to get as many playoff points and maybe an extra win there. Just gonna go in there with no stress. And then just go on the round of 16, which with much momentum as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go back, and I assume I'm gonna have a long night with some of the incidents in this race, and then that one right there. Completely wiped a dude out on accident, but still not right. Jeremy was doing what he had to do by breaking early and getting down and blocking, and Gaiman was doing what he needed to do by being on my door, and I didn't take care of the guy next to me, and it could have been an awesome 3-way battle for the win, and I screwed myself by locking the tires up. Just didn't expect it to break like that. But yeah, man, another one that got away. Fast race car.
It definitely looked like it, and it's one of those things to be disappointed with 2nd place. You're in a really good spot, 100%. But don't let yourself get down too awful much here. Watkins Glen up next, and it's going to be a wild one. No matter who all shows up, it's going to be an interesting race. And then obviously Daytona, that speaks for itself. The last race of the regular season. But before we let you go here and let you enjoy the rest of your night, if there's anyone you want to shout out, your team did a really good job tonight. 4 in the top 10. Just phenomenal all around for you guys. But if you want to shout anyone out, anyone to say thank you to, the floor is yours, man. Again, congrats on the second place finish. To be disappointed with second place, not a bad effort at all.
Yeah. Congrats to my teammate Jeremy at Sideswipe. Played the 2 tires perfect. Congrats to Ryan on his great run too. He played an awesome strategy there, saving some fuel and good run by Tommy Reynolds too. So shout out to all my guys back at Sideswipe. Shout out to Midwest Barbecue for supporting me and kind of helping me out. Shout out to Smeel Racing Designs, Hazard Racing Designs. And then, yeah, there's not enough sorries for it, but my deepest apologies to Josh Gaiman and Jacob Blankenship because I think I heard he clipped them. So that's my fault. Thank you to everyone at ARCS, all the admins, Ryan and Tommy, DP, Tom, Donald Ray, Tommy, all these guys that Jeremy, Cody, all these guys that helped put it together. And then, as always, shout out to you, buddy, for putting on these races. Can't wait to go back and watch tonight. Should be interesting, but gonna be frustrated with this one for a bit. But either way, if I make it to Watkins Glen, go back and have a good, fun time at the Glen, see what we can't do, or if I'm going, have a nice, relaxing off day and kind of get my mind right and have a fun Daytona and just kind of go for broke there and then get ready for the playoffs to ramp up.
Well, Seth, again, congrats on a second place finish. You were obviously the hardest charger of the race. Nothing to be upset there. Keep your chin up, and we'll look forward to seeing you finish out the regular season and see how strong you are.
All right, bud.
That was Seth Wansing, our second place finisher tonight. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to interview our race winner, Jeremy Breo. 6th win of the season for Breo, entering the prime time of the season. Jeremy, this is Clayton from the ARCS Racing booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Clayton.
6 wins. Didn't think it was going to be quite in that fashion. That was a bit dramatic, but 6 wins with 2 races to go in the regular season. Looking really good for that round of 16 beginning of September. How was that race for you? It was a wild one, but it was a very clean race for the most part. Strategy-wise, that's 2 in a row now. It's been really well.
Yeah, we it was tough at the beginning because I'd only been running like 10 lap runs in practice, so I only knew what my car was going to do. Only past 10 laps, so I kind of just ran it hard the first run, and then got through that terrible run where I just blew the tires off the thing and just I finished like 8th in the stage or something, but finally figured it out on the second stage a little bit. I didn't perfect it at all because I still had to drop back a lot to save my tires, and then once we got past that second stage, I think I finally figured out what everybody else was doing, and then after that it was kind of just stick with Seth as much as possible because he was obviously the fastest car out here. Yeah, him and Gaiman were lights out, and then Blankenship, he was pretty good saving tires and coming back at the end of the run, but came down to I thought we were just gonna try and save fuel and go to the end, but it was looking like we were gonna be like 3 laps short. So we I just eventually just decided let's go with 2 tires. Left sides weren't wearing that badly, so took the 2 tires and just tried to hold off Seth as much as possible because I know he took 4, and then try and catch Gaiman and Roberts, and then at the end there, when I got to Gaiman, I just had no time because Seth was right there, so I sent it in the corner, and I just sent it into the corner, and I center bud, and man, it was something, and then I don't know what the hell happened between Gaiman and Seth, but that sucks for gaming. But I know Seth used up his stuff trying to get back to us, so I was kind of set sailing there and just hoping for no caution. And then we got no caution. We won the thing, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, watch you get to burn it down. It's now 6 wins out of 24 races. So you're winning 1 every 4 races, which is a really good stat to have. Next race is coming up. Watkins Glen and Daytona round up the regular season. Obviously, Team Sideswipe did really good, as I told Seth earlier. 4 of your team's cars in the top 10. You and Seth won 2. Reynolds and Ryan Pinnell 7th and 8th today. Really good run across the team board today. Looking at Watkins Glen, whether or not it continues at Watkins Glen, you can sort of just toss that one as it's a road course, just whatever. But Daytona coming up, ending the season, really good chance for everyone in the team. Ryan Pinnell, still winless, could get bumped out of the playoff standings with how close he is to the cut line. Team strategy is going to be important. How ready you guys are for that, knowing that, Bryn Roberts and Jacob Blankenship's there. You got Team Outlaw, who have dominated the plate track so far this year. Everyone seems to be gunning for you guys as the season kind of runs to a close. You guys are the benchmark. How are you guys going to hold up to that?
Well, Watkins Glen, it's hope I'm going to be top 5. Gaiman's probably going to dominate that thing. If Belleville shows up, he'll probably have a shot at winning that too. I mean, that's kind of its own thing. Not really much teamwork we can do there besides telling each other strategy stuff. But,
Yeah.
Daytona is going to be. I'm not too worried about teammate games until we get to like 20 to go. If everybody can make it to 20 go, I'm probably going to try and push. But if I get a shot at the win, I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to give up a win.
Oh, 100%.
And, just because Ryan's in second and I'm in first. So, but yeah, if everything works out, great. Yeah. And we're the top 6. I mean, hell yeah, we'll just race it out between us. But I kind of doubt that's how it's going to go, just because Daytona is such a wild shot. And, anything can happen there. And, half of us could be out of the race. I mean, half the field could just run out of faster pairs, and then it's 4 or 5 guys at the end. And then, a crapshoot restart could kill all of them. And then
Yeah.
some random could just win the race. So you never know. It doesn't look like we're going to pull off what the actual Cup Series is doing and have 25 different winners, and it's going to rely on points. So whoever can win these next 2 races, if it's the new winner, then they're in. If not, then you better hope you're decent enough on points.
Yeah, looking at it, those last 2 races in the season, it's going to be a lot of fun. Right now it's all full steam, like as much bonus points as you can. 6 race wins gets you a lot of bonus points there. So again, congrats on the race win there. Number 6 puts you 2 races ahead of everybody else, which is a wild stat. But before we let you go, before we kind of let you all get ready for Watkins Glen next week, if there's anyone you want to shout out, anyone I want to say thank you to, the floor is yours, man. Again, 6 wins. Absolutely crazy. We don't see that hardly at all. So the floor is yours. Congrats on it.
All righty. Thank you, Clayton. So first of all, we ran a special paint scheme this weekend. This honors John Smeal's grandfather. This was one of his dirt street stock paint schemes. So I want to thank him for making the scheme. I know this was one of his races that he wanted at the start of the season. So pretty cool that he was able to put his logos and his actual family's company on the car, and the paint scheme was pretty cool. So shout out to Smeal Racing Designs. Thank you and April, John, for everything you do. Thank you so much. And then to Midwest Barbecue, thanks to the whole Wansing family for all the support. I know I'm going to be getting a package here soon from them, so go check them out. They have the best smokers in the business. So yeah, MidwestBarbecue.com. And everybody, Team Sideswipe, and thank you, Clayton, for putting these on.
I appreciate it. Again, 6 wins on the year, Jeremy. Congratulations. Full steam ahead of Watkins Glen the rest of the regular season. Can't wait to see if you can get number 7 before the season ends.
Hopefully we can. Thanks, buddy.
Have a good night, man.
You too, bud.
That was Jeremy Breo, our race winner tonight. 6 wins on the year. We're going to go over the results. Race 24 in the books. 2 races left in the regular season. Watkins Glen next week and Daytona at the end of August. Jeremy Breo, our race winner. Seth Wansing in second. Jacob Blankenship sits third. Bren Roberts in fourth. So Team Sideswipe 1 and 2. 1MA Racing third and fourth. Donald Ray fifth. Tom Sears sixth. Tommy Reynolds in seventh. Ryan Pinnell in eighth. Kevin Feemster ninth. And Bradley Wright rounding out the top 10. Bradley Wright, if my calculations are correct, has locked himself in based on his point situation. He is safe based on points. Tristan Catania sits 11th. John Smeal 12th. 13th for Jonathan Homebrink. 14th, Dustin Painter. 15th, Jason Alexander. Joshua Gaiman almost made it to the end of the race. 11 laps short will be where he finishes 16th tonight. Thomas Andrews 17th. 18th, Toby Estes. Those are the drivers that made past the halfway point. Terry Gabbard and Tyler Patterson failing to finish the first 100 laps. That'll do it for everyone here at Richmond for ARCS Racing Network. On behalf of Midwest Barbecue, Darkside Mustangs, Windy Chevrolet, I'm Glenn Hardy. Next week, it's Watkins Glen at the foot of Seneca Lake. We go to New York. Can't wait to see you all there. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun.